that particular EkitiGate, and more revelations we understand in the works now. As the man who is the former PDP secretary, Dr. Tokwe Aluko, who is no more with Governor Ayodele Fayose, joins me in the studio. He says he has a lot of revelations on how the military was used in that particular election. I understand that he was one of those who gave testimonies at the military investigation into the particular election there and the role of the military. He joins us now in the studio on Sunday Politics. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Good evening, Shane. Good evening, viewers.
Let me start by asking you. You were the a former secretary. You were the secretary of the, you are still the secretary?
Yes, we are in court. I'm still the secretary, but then I was still the secretary.
So I understand you were dismissed. You were.
No.
I have evidence to that you were dismissed from the PDP. And if I may just read out to you the letter of your dismissal from your expulsion, and that's why the letter dated November 5, 2015.
November 5, 2015. Written by who?
Written by the National Organizing Secretary of the PDP.
Go and check our constitution. Mustafa. That's Mustafa now. He was the one that given the primaries for us. That's Mustafa. I know him very well.
Are you still a member of the PDP?
Yes, I am. And I'm not leaving PDP.
Okay.
I told Fayose to his face, I won't leave PDP. For him, because I brought him into PDP. I was the 2011 Ekiti Central 1 House of Rep candidate, general election, when Fayose was in Labour, doing Senate. So we contested against each other. I brought him with Right Honorable Femi Bamishile. I brought him into PDP. I got him the state congress. I was the secretary because we agreed that he said he would want to be governor. And I told him, if you want to be governor, I want to be chief of staff. And Right Honorable Femi Bamishile said he would want to be the deputy governor. And we saw with the Holy Bible thrice, with a sitting senator in our presence then.
Who is the sitting senator?
Duro Fasheyi, Senator right. Duro Fasheyi.
Just before we dig into those facts, I need you to
You can't send me away from PDP.
Hold on, I need you to clear your name because this letter states that...
It's not from the secretary, neither is it from the chairman.
This is the logo of your party, the signature of Abubakar Mustafa.
It is not from the secretary, it is not from the... I know so much about the constitution. So, we use the constitution for Fayose. We use it for him for the primaries. Even when the consensus were fighting against us, you could remember Right Honorable Kola Adefemi, the pioneer speaker of Ekiti State House of Assembly. So I know what I'm talking about when we are talking about PDP.
You were also, I understand that you sued for the PDP.
Yes.
You gave testimonies of the fact that the elections were...
That was in the lower tribunal. In the lower tribunal.
And what were those things that you said?
No, they asked whether the military thumb-printed, and I said no. And I said no, because we had an agreement. It's unfortunate that Fayose is not here, because we had an agreement. Fayose said we should lose Bamidele's word, MOB's word, so as to be able to buttress what we are about to do, and then we should lose Ishon for Fayemi.
But it looks like things are no longer good between you and Mr. Fayose, because from what you're saying, it showed so much that you and Governor Fayose were very close. We
were very close. I've been with him in the last 40 years. So I was his chief advisor, or chairman, government advisory committee in his first term. I was jailed for 3 months in his first term with the PA, Chief Okondo, Chief Omolafe that died immediately after. Yes, I did immediately after the incursion into, because we did an incursion into the Federal High Court so as to be able to swear him in.
So you participated in the incursion?
Well, he came from Ghana and we did it. So
you participated in the
incursion? No, I won't say that. But he monitored and we executed.
You were there on that very day?
Yes, I was there.
Okay, tell me more about this matter of the election. Was the election rigged?
Yes.
How do you mean?
Before the primaries. You know, we are 4 and 5. Before the primaries...
You mean you are 4 and 5 with
Fayose?
Governor Fayose?
Yes, Governor Fayose. Before the primaries, we had this belief that because Jonathan was coming out for second term, and because we are going to be the first election in the Southwest. So, at a meeting, we told him that Northeast, North West, and North Central may not be too sure for you, because the Hausas are clamoring for presidency. And that you now have Southeast and South-South. You must manage the Southwest. And it was on the basis of that that we told him that he must manage Southwest. So because of that, because of his interest, and because of after winning the primaries, even before winning the primaries, we did so many security reports to tell Mr. President then, Goodluck Jonathan, doctor, that he must make sure that we manage a Southwest zone. And it was because of that that he gave us the head of the security agencies. That's the Minister for State for Defense, Obanikoro, and Minister for Police Affairs.
So that was the arrangement. It was an arrangement to get.
Because we know that APC was everywhere in Southwest. And we must, naturally, capture part of Southwest. If we want to balance what our brothers in the North were likely to bring down. And it's just about strategy.
So that was a strategy you said.
Yes, and that was why President Jonathan bought into it. And
that was why you, according to you, the former Minister Obanikoro was appointed?
Yes.
So and you were saying
given that responsibility. Yes.
Okay, now tell me, you were at the tribunal to say that the election was not rigged, at the lower tribunal.
I didn't say that. They asked me a question. They asked so many questions. And because I was the closest to Governor Fayose, I was the principal witness immediately after the election. I was the principal witness. That is to tell you that the genesis from is coming into the party, is hijacking the party through Right Honorable Femi Bamishile and myself, and then doing his waiver. I did his waiver for him, single-handedly, with the help of Senator Guruji and NWC there. And we were also the ones, I went to Ibadan and signed 12 affidavits so as to remove the Southwest Air School put there by President Obasanjo, because we know that Segun Oni, Onilola, and who was there, Bode Mustafa, they were all with Obasanjo, and they would not allow us to go for primaries because they were mooting the idea of consensus. So we had to go to court, and we got the judgment, pushing them aside and putting the President Adeyanju, the National Auditor, the National Secretary, and we put Filani there initially.
So
Filani now step aside.
You were saying that the election was rigged?
Yes.
The election in Ekiti?
Yes.
The 2014 governorship election?
Yes, it was rigged systematically.
How?
I will now explain it to you. We had a meeting that we asked for security and funds at Aso Rock, and we were given security and funds.
So you were there?
Yes, I was.
Who were the other people there?
Initially, it was just the CNC, Muazu, Fayose,
the former NSA.
The former NSA was not in attendance. It was Muazu. It was a small meeting.
The PDP chairman.
Yes,
the former PDP chairman.
The former PDP chairman.
Okay.
It was a small meeting, and President Jonathan agreed that okay, if I will need Ekiti, and you are Ayo, you are very good. I've heard all the reports saying that you are good, you can deliver. Okay, we will support you. That was the first meeting. At that stage, we did not do anything illegal at that stage. But before primaries, His Excellency Ayodele Fayose said that we can only win using the military. So it was, then we now came up with a plan. That was about May. I will ask you to now show a slide.
You realize, Dr. Aluko, that these things that you are saying are very strong.
They are very strong, I know. And because I'm telling the truth. And I'm not saying it because of anything. I'm saying it because we should know that there are loopholes in these democratic structures
because
that we are talking
about. Because of someone
about.
who is close, and some of these somewhat very private meetings that you had, does this not look like a betrayer of trust?
He betrayed me first.
How do you mean?
We saw by the Bible, he betrayed God. So what are we talking about? Why would you betray people anyhow?
Well, I mean, because some of the...
He did not betray
some of the things, I know that you are very close to him. And in fact, I hear...
Should you now tell you that he betrayed Omishore too?
Hold on for him. How did he betray?
Yes, with Aregbesola. I can get you... I can tell you what happened a day before the election of Osun. Because we were supposed to move the template to Osun State. But Koli rattled on us. And because Koli rattled on us, we had to come back. And because of that, we could not. And of course, Governor Aregbe was also like a militant, and he was making so much noise.
Those are very strong words.
Yes,
those are very strong
I'm
words.
Sorry.
Calling
I'm sorry.
him a militant.
I'm sorry. I said he was like, I mean, he stood his ground, not as if he stood his ground, and he was making so much noise that we could not go through again with that. I know what transpired between Aregbe and Governor Yodele Fayose at a particular hotel. I know what has changed. He betrayed the mission at the end of
You say you swore by the Holy Bible?
Yes.
On what? For what?
On the agreement that we had before we embarked on the venture.
What venture?
This political venture that we are talking about. He becoming the governor, myself becoming chief of staff, and the Right Honorable Femi Bamishile becoming the deputy governor.
So if, I mean, a lot of people have said that you were, even at that time, being called the chief of staff.
Yes, I was also the chief returning officer for that particular election. But I was the chairman, security and intelligence.
There are talks,
I was the coordinator of
Dr. Aluko, there are talks that this betrayal, so to say, is because you did not get what you wanted.
No. Because he offered me other things. In fact, I paid 2.5 million to go for House of Rep. You know, I was the 2011 House of Rep candidate for PDP. I paid again in 2014. In 2014, I obtained a form. He said, no, I will be in quote. That's how he put it. I'm sorry if I'm going to be quoting him. He said, I will be MOB to fire me. That's how he put it. And I said, what's the meaning of that? He said, I will be too powerful and I will come down to challenge him. And I said, so you want me to remain in Ekiti and stay with you? Or what are you saying? You didn't give me what we promised, and I want to walk away. Immediately after that, he now moved again. And I said, look, I won't take this from you. I won't. And I walked away. I went back to Ibadan, Lagos, doing my business.
Okay. Tell me, you were talking about how the election was rigged. Was the military in any way complicit in this case? Because there was a particular report on the board set up to make inquiries into the role of the military. I will quickly just go through what the military did to find out exactly what the role of its officers were in that particular election. And just recently, on January the 11th, there was the report was released, and these are some of the result of the report to show the role of officers in the Ekiti and Osun governorship election. Let's take a look at some of those people who gave testimonies at that particular okay, these are some of the recommendations of the board to the Nigerian Army. 2 officers for compulsory retirement, 3 officers to lose their commands, 9 for prosecution, 9 officers also to be further investigated by the FCC, 6 officers to face an audit committee, 62 officers. They are all there. And these were the recommendations of the board to the Nigerian Army. And there are several people, over 60 military officers were asked to give testimonies. I understand that you were there.
Yes.
And that is it, yeah. 23 officers were called, over 100 soldiers, and over 60 civilians were called. Yeah. You were one of the over 60 civilians. Yeah. What was it that you said there?
When you look at that report, and we are not in a war period, you will know that for the military to give such indictment to their personnel means that what I'm saying is right. And do you know what? When you're talking about a governor is a lieutenant colonel. A lieutenant colonel rank. And you're talking about 8 generals being sacrificed. Because of what? Because of election of a state. And you're talking about 6. I stood beside Koli when he was doing that recording. I didn't know he was doing the recording because I was.
So you were in that meeting?
Yeah, yes.
You were in the meeting
the one Koli was referring
of the leaked audio?
Yes.
Of some of the reports that we did earlier?
Koli was referred to that I was coming and going out of.
So the report, that leaked audio is true?
It was real. Because it happened on Wednesday or Thursday when they stopped Her Excellency Mrs. Fayemi coming from Ishon. They stopped at Oye Junction and they stopped there for 1 hour. And Governor Fayemi then was making so much noise from Ishon, his Ishon residence, to a top brass somewhere. And the person now called Brigadier General Momo and asked him what has happened. It was at that junction that Ayo Fayose now called, Brigadier General Momo now released Mrs. Fayemi. And it was at that junction that Ayo Fayose now called for Momo. And Momo came in at about 8 p.m. or so.